Alright. Okay, we're back for a bit. Okay. We're gonna play for another about 8 minutes, and then we're gonna watch the stream. It's gonna be really good. The amount of starting stream, ending stream, starting stream, ending streams that I've done, I've been doing a lot of test streams, but I'm glad to see it's working now. Alright, we get a power coil. Okay, I think I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world because now I got 2 power coils from that. Are you kidding me? All right, well let's get a better backpack then. I'll take that, man. I'll take that. I forgot to buy a thick oil again. Damn it. Oh no. Okay, I should be able to buy thick oil. I don't want to turn around. Damn it. Alright, hopefully I can get thick oil. If I can loot it. Crazy. Yeah, I know, that's crazy. I've never had 2 power coils in that security chest. That is probably the luckiest pull I've had in a while. Like, just instant trader's backpack. Master trader's backpack. Just like that. I'm happy too, because my my carry weight is always going to be high. I definitely like to loot. Whenever I play games with my friends or my girlfriend, like Baldur's Gate 3, I take everything. Like I loot like tableware just because you can sell it. Like, you know, if I have inventory space, I will pick stuff up. Alright, well, I guess we'll be getting our, backpacks before the big stream starts. That's nice. Protect me. Okay, looks like I just got a notification that their live stream started, so we're gonna quickly finish this. What? Ah, you attacked me through the wall, yeah. That wasn't nice. Alright. Where you at? Ah, yeah. Oh man, I love the two-handed moveset so much. I love just dodging everything you can. Alright. Predator bones, nice. Come here, wizard. And imagine we get another chess piece there. I've been that lucky too. Okay. Now time to fight Mr. Big Bad. Okay, get some bleed on him. And he should be dead now. Start running at me. Do it. Running at me. Oh no. There you go. Lee got him. All right. Okay. I'm gonna wait. And I'm gonna... Okay, we're gonna... I have it now playing on my phone, so when the actual stream starts, we'll watch. But for now, we shall continue on our way to the Ghost's House. When is the watch party? So the stream's on right now, but it's still starting soon. I have it playing on my phone right now in the background, and when they actually start, oh, another trader's card, nice. When they actually start the gameplay, that's when I will swap over. Yeah, right now it says it's just starting soon, so it looks like they're also going to be doing their Lost in Prayer stuff first. They're not going to go delve straight into Outward, because they know that's why everybody's there. Trust me, and myself too. I have played a little bit of Lost in Prayer, and it is fun, but I can't lie. I'm here for Outward, dude. I think everybody is too. It's their best game. It's their staple, right? I like your unique builds, like the 100% cooldown build. Yeah, dude. I think that's probably my forte. I'm trying to do a playthrough build with that Chakram Hex build, but one, I'm not the best at editing, really, and those are like longer formatted videos, so I have like hours worth of content I have to edit through. Yeah, that chat is very one-sided. But I love finding unique builds. Like, that's one of the biggest reasons why I have so much playtime in Outward is just I would always start new playthroughs and I'd try a new build. Like, it's such a versatile game, right? Okay, looks... We still... No, still waiting. Alright, we're still waiting. I always grab power here. I'm assuming everybody grabs power at the Immaculate when they know that that's kind of one of the only ways to get to death that early. Ooh, half-plate dome. Nice. Well, I'll take all of it. Why not? Yeah, build variety is very fun. I think what I'll do is...
Enough of a habit streaming. I can't
okay, they're live, so we're gonna swap over from Outward to the live stream, boys and girls.
Today we've got another very... And I've got a thing. We'll be talking once again about... Next time...
Alright. Yeah, there's so many different things.
Well, I did have one
so well.
Find where I've put that.
Well, hopefully. Uh-oh, I might be a bad watch party, boys and girls. It looks like it's a lot of buffering. Oh boy. I might be a bad watch party, boys and girls. It looks like it's a lot of buffering.
I'm just gonna start my call with him, make sure everything is up and running.
Can I?
And we'll transfer.
They also live on YouTube, or are they only live on Twitch? I wonder.
Make sure it's his show as well.
This might work better.
Make sure it's his show as well. Calling him.
Yeah, YouTube's definitely the way to go.
You say when the room looks so good, but just you wait. Just you wait. Alright, so Mitch, they can't hear you just yet. Give me a little moment to transfer to you once you are full screen. And we can only see your beautiful face and a bit less of mine. Alright. Let's see if this works out. I think you guys cannot see Mitch, is that right? Okay, now you can. Alright. And now let's zoom in. Wait a minute. There we go. There we go. All right, we're all set up. Everybody can hear me well. Can hear him as well. They say they cannot hear you. I'm gonna solve that problem. Give me a moment. You can't hear me?
All right,
I can hear you, but they can't hear you, I think. No audio. No sound from Mitch. Okay, give me a moment. I need to figure that out. I knew there would be something. There's always something. Aha! Now you can hear him. Can you say something?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, it's working. Okay.
Awesome.
People are already commenting on your nice t-shirt. You're making people envious. I had never seen that T-shirt. It's actually coming out great.
Witherbloom.
Yeah,
That's the
dude,
only game I haven't
it
tried
was
of
just a
theirs
really
yet.
quick rush
I've
job.
done
Yeah.
Lost in Prairies demo,
And you know, man,
I haven't tried
I'm a
Outward 2, I
bit
guess, either.
insulted.
I'm
You did
waiting
not
for the
send me
next
one.
Well,
next
don't worry,
keys
there'll
to
be- there'll
early
be more.
release.
This is just the, let's say, the test run. We'll get
As soon as Outward 2 releases, man,
Natasha is
I'm
already like shouting, "I
I'm
want
taking
one,
like
I
a
want
week or
one."
two off of work.
T-shirts for everybody. I want one of those T-shirt cannons.
Did
I gotta point out, I also got my liquid courage. Don't you worry.
we raise the glass at the same time? It says everything we need to know. Okay, I had some notes. Give me a moment because I don't want to forget anything. So yeah, let's start like raw. Let's go right in. Do you wanna show what you got, and we will talk more
Oh yeah,
over the pretty footage.
let's do it. All right. What can go wrong?
Everything.
Yeah. So everybody knows we are going to be showing some live footage. It is very much in development. There is very good chance you'll see some bugs and rough edges, but we want to make sure that we're, showing you guys what we're up to, giving you some updates, and hopefully it'll look cool.
I think this is
I'm ready to
Witherbloom.
start when you are. I assume it's up and it's.
I don't think
starting
this is Outward, is it? No, this is
Okay.
definitely Witherbloom.
So
cool.
I really
So
like.
yeah, we are. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I really like the lights just flickering and some unsettling synchronicity.
Oh yeah, they follow you around too. I really love how this place is turning out. So we're in it's called the Crucible of Passion. So this is one of the dungeons. We haven't shown this one before. So yeah, it's basically used to be the realm of the Orchestrator of Passion. So as you can see here, what I'm passing now, these are light crystals. So those are kind of like, this was once a realm that was kind of sensory overload. Now it's kind of dark and falling apart, but there's still these remnants from the Orchestrator, these light crystals. Obviously they light up. I'll talk a little bit more about them and what they kind of are about in the future, but you can also see when I'm near them, I get a bit fatigued.
That's so
Are you
cool.
still with me, Guillaume?
That's so
Are you
cool.
still with me, Guillaume?
It's just like da da da, and you just okay. I'm attentive now.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, in here you can kind of get a little bit more of a sense of some of the space. There's also an NPC in here, Rahida. I won't talk to her right now, but we're actually kind of right now trying to do something for her.
This is
found her in
Witherbloom,
the
right?
Crucible here, but we want to find a way to bring her back to our sort of.
I mean, whatever
get
this
her to
is,
join our
it's
community,
no.
and to
This
do that,
this
we
is
need to
Outward.
find something called
I don't know.
the
I can't even tell at this
the,
point.
So
Traders left behind.
so the NPCs are people you find in your raids of the dungeons, and you bring them back home.
Yeah.
Witherbloom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to kind of find the way to, either give them what they need to come back home or coax them or whatever. Basically, you need to convince them to come back, that it's actually worth joining you.
Outward 3 is looking good.
Obviously, as I go here, you'll notice as well, like one of the things that I wanted to talk about a little bit is we haven't really looked into it, I think publicly too much, is some of the survival mechanics. So obviously, Witherbloom is a survival game.
Yeah,
A little bit of
this
a
is
different
Witherbloom.
setup. than
Good,
something
good to
like
know.
Outward,
Honestly, I
where
could have
it's a
mistaken this
world,
for
is a
Outward.
dungeon
It's
crawler.
There,
a dungeon crawler,
I need to ask you. There's a question that I feel you want to answer enthusiastically. Will this be multiplayer?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're looking at 1 4-player co-op. I'm going to pause it every now and then just so that I don't completely waste my get too hungry or fatigued or anything. I don't have any
right.
cheats on, so I'm probably going to get absolutely destroyed here, by the way.
How aggressive would you say those survival mechanics will be in terms of how long can you stay in your dungeon without thirst or hunger becoming an immediate problem to fix?
So it kind of depends. It's really a balancing act. There's a few systems that we have here. So we have thirst, hunger, and fatigue all kind of going. Obviously, and influencing your base vitals. So like, I mean, yeah, you can see here, like, you know, those will all influence my vitals, my energy, my stamina, and my health. So a lot of the game is really about managing those. They also kind of play into the withering, which is the bar at the top of the screen there. So I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. But if you manage them right, you can kind of get quite deep in. If you're not careful and you let them get away on you, though, they can cause quite a problem because they'll start you withering more. You can see I'm already kind of going up, and as you get withered,
Yeah, honestly, this dungeon crawler. The one thing I wasn't a huge fan about
so
with Lost in Prayer
some of
is
those
just the
probably in
grid
a
style
bit here,
combat.
so
I opened
So
up to it
thirst
as
and
the more I
hunger
played
are
it,
more
but
about
I
the
definitely am
buff you
more
get
of
and
a,
just needing to
you know,
keep it
either
in
first
check,
person
but
over
withering
the
is more
shoulder
pressing.
camera, and like free
exactly.
movement like this.
And the
Yeah,
thirst
this
and
game looks
hunger, they
100%
play
up my
into the
alley. I will
withering,
100%
so,
be wishlisting and buying
they're all
Witherbloom
kind
as
of
well
connected.
for
They
Outward
also
2.
connect to the environment. I'm probably gonna. I'll when I'm in combat, I'm gonna be terrible at talking because I had this problem when I was working with
Mitch,
Company Vera's doing streams too.
in years
I
in years of doing this, I'm gonna tell you, they love it when we're bad. They feed
Okay,
off
good.
our misery, so just be
Right.
miserable.
okay.
Oh shit!
yeah, I was not.
Good luck.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
1 to 4 players with this
So,
actually, this
obviously,
could be a
I've
really,
seen the
really good
whirlwind here. I
game.
guess
Dungeon
I'm supposed to
crawlers
talk-
are not a
I'm
lot of
playing,
people's
right now,
favorites,
a
but
class
you know
called
what?
The Opportunist.
This game, if it has enough
And one of their
spirit,
skills is
it'll be
whirlwind,
great.
another is swift step. So if I can, so you see that's what I'm doing there. And swift step is kind of interesting because what it does is it's a really quick dodge, but it also gives a different follow-up depending on what I use after. So if I swift step and then use my main attack, I deal extra damage based on the current stability of an enemy. If I swift step and dodge, for instance, I leave some caltrops behind. And if I swift step and then use my secondary attack, it will use up all my stamina but deal massive damage. So
it looks like
it
there's
kind of
still
is
a
an
primary and
interesting- it's kind of
secondary
playing into
attack.
the idea that the opportunist is really an opportunist. They're a flexible role. They're kind of about trying to, you know, take advantage of situations.
And is that all implemented or not yet?
Yeah, I'm using it all right now. If I don't, I will get absolutely destroyed. Also,
There's been a lot
yeah.
of questions about how dark the game is and if that's the normal amount of lighting. You might want to tackle that point.
Yeah, sure. This dungeon is specifically dark. I think I'm not actually. I just we were just doing some lighting on it, and it might be too dark depending on people's screens. But it is a dark place. So it used to be a place that was like just absolute, overwhelmingly, brilliantly light. And then the orchestrator left, and it kind of fell into darkness and disrepair. So that's where you're at now. So it is dark. That's where those light crystals come into play. You need to kind of use them as you're kind of going to find your way. They also are detrimental, though. So when talking about survival, that's something else that we try to do quite a bit of, is tie in the environmental effects. So like the light crystals, for instance, when you're near them, they're a remnant of this orchestrator. They cause you to become fatigued more quickly. So there's a lot of tie-ins between the environmental effects that are specific to each dungeon, to your survival, and all of the survival things tie in together as well. So if you're not careful about your fatigue, then that can eventually also lead down to, for instance, your withering getting worse, and that can quite badly snowball. So for instance, I just got withered, I just got prismatic addiction, so yeah, that means that when I'm not near one of those lights, my energy will drain slowly. So those effects are different for every dungeon, and they can be different every run. So that also kind of plays into the survival.
Would you be able to bring your own light source?
Yeah, so we also do have torches in. I don't have one right now. You can see I'm wielding a two-handed weapon, so no torches for me. But yeah, no, and this is also just one. Oh crap!
You sounded like you forgot they were there.
I did.
Excellent.
Our level designer Darwin is a bastard.
And with an orange.
So you can also see. So these are prismatic carrion, these little beetles. They also get supercharged when they're near a light crystal. So that was a particularly brutal situation.
That's why they
So if I'm near a
exploded
light
in
crystal-
lightning.
Yeah, exactly.
So for those who are discovering the game for the first time, we've got quite a few people in the chat who only knew about Outward 2, and they're just learning about Witherbloom for the first time right now. And so when you said pick the class, they're not sure what you mean, so you might want to explain the difference between
So it's
Outward and
class-based.
your
Okay.
approach.
Oh yeah, so we are a class-based ARPG. The way that it works is that when you're creating a character, you can. I'll just pause again because my stats are looking pretty rough. So the way it works is that you can choose a survival class and a combat class, and those kind of combine together to create your character class. So there's 4 of each. There's like 16 class combinations total. So right now I'm playing a drifter, which is a combination of a bivouac or survival class and an opportunist combat class. And then each of those has like a full custom skill tree and progression and all of that.
So I know this is not what you've planned on showing for today, but there's already some question people asking, is this only dungeon rating? Is there something else? So if you want to explain a bit the structure and just the big lines in that regard.
Yeah, sure. Right, need to sip the cognac first. So it's a dungeon crawler. So it's very much kind of geared towards that. We call it an ARPG survival dungeon crawler. So it kind of combines all of those. But it's not just dungeon crawling. So like I said, that NPC we found at the start, you can convince them to come back to kind
That was
of
a good
your
orange.
community hub. And within that hub, you're kind of building out a community of survivors. So when you're going into the dungeons, you're not just raiding, you're looking for materials and stuff, yeah, but you're also looking for other survivors to bring back to your camp. And then there, you're trying to build out basically a community and rekindle a little bit of civilization in kind of this apocalyptic fallen world.
Honestly, it's not a bad,
Also,
not bad
quickly,
game design.
just mention here,
You know,
I
doing
need to
dungeons,
camp,
finding
but
new
I can't right
NPCs.
now, so I gotta go and find myself
NPCs unlock new
divine
things for you
shard,
to
which
buy
is,
or skills
something
or
that can
whatever.
power that. It gives me a little zone of safety and will let me sleep, which there's quite a bit of survival mechanics tied into that, and I kind of need them right now. I'm also going to drink something.
For some reason, I can't zoom back in on you. Wait a minute. What's going on?
Well, you figure that out. I'm gonna try not to die.
Good idea. How do I zoom in? I had it all working. Exit full screen. Go back to the screen. There we go.
As I'm
Don't
As I'm
die.
going here, you'll see also there's another different kind of enemy here. So that one is part of what's called the Ashen Guard. He's kind of addicted to the light crystals. He's embedded some of them in him, and he'll also get supercharged and has some pretty nasty attacks when he's near a crystal.
I think you can drop the TID. He's not addicted. He's addict. He's addict.
Yeah,
It's just
I
addict.
would right now very much agree with that.
A question I
tells me he's
actually never
dead here.
asked: is there weapon durability like there is in Outward?
Yeah. So there is durability. It's not something that I have that's going to play into this demo, but there's durability. Crafting plays a major role in this game, so it's not really a looter in the way that you're just going out and finding a ton of items. You really have to work with your NPCs. They craft items for you,
Yeah.
and that's basically the only way that you're going to keep good enough equipment to keep going. And that also ties into survival systems. God, sorry, I can barely talk. I'm getting absolutely pummeled here.
Yeah, you've got like 5 HP left or something.
Yeah, I do have a...
There's a big suspense. Hey, Chad, do you think he's gonna survive or not?
I don't think he's gonna survive. I think he's dead here.
Oh!
Oh my god.
People are all
Crap,
noping.
Chad.
Nope, not gonna survive. Dead. There's one believer in you. Will you disappoint?
I got a health potion.
It doesn't work. Games in development, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, really. It is so much harder to play when I'm trying to talk.
Yes, it is.
I don't know how streamers do this. I honestly like.
Now people are
every time I
encouraging.
try-
They're saying you got this. So it just means that
Aw,
you're
thanks, guys.
gonna disappoint if you die now. Is all I gotta say. Why is he not dying?
Oh no. I have no idea. Why
Uh-oh.
is it that bugs like this never happen? Oh my god.
Bugs like this never happen.
Come on.
It,
Go, go,
is
go.
that normal that they come back from the dead?
No. That guy didn't come back from the dead. I think I just knocked him down and he got lost behind me. So I'm obviously in pretty rough state right now. I'm gonna go and try to rest quickly.
Would you say that it's at this point that you decide to go back home to the hub instead of continuing your raid?
Yeah, I mean, oftentimes you would. Although this is also kind of a major part of it. So when you find a campsite, you can rest and use some camp activities, and they can be pretty important for your kind of continued survival. So I'm going to use, yeah, I'm going to restore some health. Oh my god, I need everything. I think I can also do some thirst. So you can also see some of the skill tree here. So this is also a chance to level up when you're going. I don't have any skill points right now, so can't do much with that.
How much of that skill tree
So,
is
yeah, you can-
implemented?
On the bivouacker side, pretty much all of it.
Okay.
And then on the opportunist side, I would say probably about half to 2/3, maybe.
I expected that you'd tell me, oh, not much. It's just a concept. So, good
no.
news. My
Yeah,
investment
we're,
is going better than I thought. Cool.
I'm glad to hear that. Oh my god. Oh man, I just made a huge mistake. So this is gonna go terribly. Yeah, so when I'm using unprocessed like food and stuff, it causes me to get withered more quickly. And when you get to the final stages of withering, things can go real wrong.
In what
So
way?
I have a feeling different ways for each. Oh god. Ah!
Have you thought of not dying?
You know what?
I think he's dead here.
Just because I don't
Oh,
want to.
he healed?
I'm so close to the end. Why have I done this to myself?
You chose
Also,
this
what's
path.
What's happened here is, oh my god. Yeah, I'm fully withered. I am so toast.
So what does it do to be fully withered?
So in this case, it's different every time you go. In this case, because I'm in the Passion Dungeon, in the Crucible, I have Burnout. So basically, it's sapped all my energy reserves. So when I'm fatigued...
Okay,
based
so
on
the
how
longer you
fatigued
stay
I
in
am, it
dungeons, or
drains
the
my
more
health. So you can
withered,
see,
however
it
that
won't kill me,
accumulates, you get,
but
the
it
more
leaves me at
debuffs
1
that
health
apply.
right now, because I'm basically fully fatigued as well.
Okay.
Uh,
There's a lot of people asking if it's going to be playable in split screen. I wonder why they're asking that.
Yeah, because somebody set a bad precedent. So I'm not on our initial release at least. Split screen is a super complicated, as NineDots is very well aware. It's super complicated. So yeah, we're not quite going to be able to get there. Oh my god, I'm gonna quickly cheat myself some health to see if I can. Nope, never mind. No.
Is that it? Is that the end?
That's the end. I can try to get to the end again, but there's some cool looking stuff at the end there, though. Damn.
Well, you should have not sucked. That's what you should have
Yeah,
tried.
no. Lesson 1: get good.
Yeah, exactly. People write GG. Is it get good or is it good game? We don't know. It's very
Maybe it's get
ambiguous.
good. Yeah.
No, it's not there.
All right. So, would you like to tell our people in the chat how far along you are in development?
Yeah, sure. So we are I would say basically mid-production. So what you're seeing here would still be considered, I would say, this is kind of our alpha for this dungeon. So we're at alpha for a decent chunk of the game. We still have a lot more game to build, but now we're kind of mostly focused on content. And yeah, we're, kind of mid-production, hopefully blasting through some stuff. I think we're getting to the point where we're hopefully going to be able to start sharing more and more ideally, get some more hands and eyes on as we go. But I don't know if we have exact timelines for that we're talking about yet. You're the boss on that.
We can chat about it all. And I think like, you've got access to a very nice community within the NineDots server and the Witherbloom server. So like if it comes to that you need some people checking the game, giving feedback and all that, I'm sure that we have a few people who would be enthusiastically providing help and impressions.
Yeah, that would be, I mean...
So, the point of the NineDots Backstage is to be raw, to be very honest, transparent, which is something that most developers don't do. Like, usually you don't get to see games that are truly in development, like with bugs and wars and stuff that we look at it and ourselves, we wince. You're like, ugh, I hate showing it, but I will in any case. So
yeah, you know what? Witherbloom actually looks pretty
you've
good.
had a few setbacks in
I'm
production,
just on my phone here trying to
Yeah.
find out if I can wish list it.
and that's par for the course. That's just how it is in game development. What would you be comfortable about talking that led to some of these setbacks?
Oh, I mean, I'm happy to talk about anything. Do you want me to, like, kind of talk through where,
Yeah.
like, our production up till now kind of thing?
Yeah, what do you think were some of your bigger challenges, the stuff that what caused you to be less further along that you anticipated in development? And of course there are things you rather just not talk about, there are stuff you can't talk about, but there's stuff you can just showcase, because I feel like as developers, when we look at the conversation about games, we see YouTubers and press and gamers, like they talk a lot about stuff, but they don't know. They're not there.
Yeah.
So I asked this question because
Okay, cannot find it on my phone. I will wait.
what are the things you think is happening and what is truly happening? Those two things can be so far disconnected, and bring about some of the scenarios of what happened can help people drop their guard, stop being so defensive, stop taking for granted. Like, I hate the sentence devs are lazy. I have not met a lot of game developers who are lazy. Quite the opposite. It's really hard to be lazy and to survive in game development. So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I thought this question might be worth asking you and have a conversation about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it is an interesting thing, and it is something that a lot of people are not really exposed to. And there's quite a bit of complexity that goes into it. For us, I mean, it's different for every production, as you well know. I mean, there's a number of things that kind of came up for us during production that have been setbacks in various ways. I think obviously, one of the big ones early on, which you guys also experienced, was an engine switch. So we started building things in Unity, actually using some of Outward's, like Outward 1 as a base to build from, which was like a really amazing kind of opportunity that, NineDots gave us. But as we were kind of going, I think at basically the same time as you, we were kind of like, maybe this is not the best way to be building the game, so we swapped to Unreal. That was obviously a pretty huge setback, just because it required rebuilding a lot of things from the ground up. I think it was also paid off for us, at least in a host of ways.
Well, in your case at least, your guys were used to Unreal.
Yeah.
For us, we made the switch and we went into an engine we had absolutely no experience with. Whereas you did not want to be in Unity, it was just theoretically more beneficial for you to bite the bullet and be in an engine you were less comfortable with. But then you kind of went back home smiling, whereas in our case it was just like hurting. I think you can
you guys,
I think you can stop the stream of the game just to make sure we don't ask so much of the bandwidth.
yeah, I was, there we go.
Better.
Yeah, there. So, yeah, I mean, it was definitely, for our team, because we were all more familiar with Unreal. Like I'd used Unity before, but way less in recent times. So that it was definitely like going home for us for sure. But it also still was like a setback because we still had to rebuild a lot of tech that we weren't really originally planning on building. But because we did that, I think we are able to hit quality bars that would have been a lot harder than they would have been otherwise. And then we're also now moving much quicker than we would have been able to. So I think that was one of the probably biggest setbacks. And then there's like a lot that happens on the business side that affects development that is, I guess, not very obvious to people in how it can do so. So like we had some weird things, obviously, where like we were working on a timeline and then some of our funding sources changed. And like it specifically, like we got some Canada Media Fund funding to help the project along.
Thank you, CMF.
Yeah.
Which
really.
also
they're
funded
nice.
Outward One. So if people want to love something, like the thing that is helping bring Witherbloom and Outward is the Canada Media Fund. It's an amazing program.
Yeah, it's like as an indie developer,
Some
it's
things
an
you are
amazing
proud to be
resource
Canadian.
out there. Like I talk to people from like indie studios in other countries that don't have that kind of programming. I kind of realize how lucky we are. But it does also, so like in the case that we got it, that resulted in us needing to shift a little bit of our development plans. So we were originally planning on one timeline, one budget, and then suddenly we are shifting and adapting to a new one. And anytime you do that, it just causes a disruption. So like obviously it lets us build more and better quality game, but it also requires us to go through a small reset period. So we had that kind of thing happen a couple of times during development, and each time that obviously just requires a little bit of a setback. And then there's also just the thing of like, I think, when we started out, we were a much smaller team than we are today. We needed to build up our team. We needed to find the right people to be able to execute the vision of Witherbloom. It's quite ambitious for what it is. We're nothing if not ambitious, I think, at Evercurious. And so like as a result, we're building a game that's a fair bit bigger than what our, team size and budget should be. So it was really important to find the right people that are able to actually execute that.
If you don't make something that's too big for you, are you making something big enough? That's always a question.
Yeah, really. We both agree on that. Like, I don't want to play it safe and just build something that's, kind of easy and done. So I think we're both in that kind of place. Obviously, you guys built a massive game with an incredibly, small team and budget for building an open world RPG. So like, I know you are right there with us. But
what do I know about that, right?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, and I'm sure you probably had some similar things where it's just like, as you're trying to do that, it means that everybody on the team is kind of
essential.
Integral. So like, you can't have dead weight sitting around. You need to find the right people that are able to really take an idea and run with it, push it forward. And that just takes time. It just takes time to build a team like that because, hiring and finding the right people is not actually that easy. And so it's, we've been kind of in a constant state of finding the right people, filling roles. We're actually at a really good place right now with that. Like we found some absolutely amazing developers who are able to, they're like magicians to me. So they can do an absolute huge amount and do it in ways that I think are bringing quality levels that I wasn't even expecting. So I'm super happy with it.
But that I told you about.
It's hard.
Like I told you, you can be surprised by how much they do when they have no choice but to do it. It's true.
It is true. Yeah, there's that too.
It's just that. If you give them the option to do less than that, they will. But the thing is, what is necessary to do is not kind to us. We do what we need. All right, and I got one last question that requires 2 answers. What would be the 2 big lessons you learned from helming Evercurious in the past few years? You got to choose 2 things right off the top of your head.
Oh boy, that is a tough one. Give me a second here to think about that. I think one is that the right people are just absolutely integral to it. And that's, I mean, we were just talking about the team, but it goes outside of that. It's finding the right partners, the right ecosystem for you to build a studio within. And I think that's actually super hard these days. I look at the state of the industry, and there's a lot of studios that have been struggling over the past while. And I think it's because it's a really difficult like economic market to exist in. And game development is a complicated and difficult process. So you need to have the right people internally to be able to weather the uncertainty that comes with that, to be able to build things that can, I think, that are going to be successful within that. And then you also need to find the right external partners. Like, I mean, it's part of like working with you guys, people that share your values, that share how you want to work, because otherwise you end up being forced into potentially a relationship that is going to be kind of a square peg, round hole type thing. And I think that can be really difficult. Or you just end up, you know, there's lots of people out there that, and not all by any means, but there's lots of people that are trying to take advantage of independent developers.
Oh God, so many. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about this too, and it's a problem. Like, I mean, and there's lots of really great people in, you know, investment and publishing businesses, but you have to be super careful, and it's hard to find the right ones to work with. And that's both, you know, people that are trying to take advantage and just finding the right.
I mean, the best part about it right now is I think now
that was a huge lesson,
is the best
like
time
really
to be an indie game studio, just because of all of the indie games outperforming like the AAA games, right? Like
it helps like in our case because on so many layers with
Power World. Yeah, you know, it's a great year to be releasing games.
I wish I had
indie studio,
and now you get to have.
And I think Upward 2. I think if it's released right, if it's released not at the same month or
yeah, I mean, I know,
a few months
it can
before or after. It needs to be either before GTA
many other
or
people
after
in this industry have
Can't be
had
same
very
month,
different experiences, and like, I mean, that's been a huge thing for us, obviously, just because I think there's a lot of publishers, you know, anytime it hits a production hiccup, which almost, I don't think I've ever worked on a game. I've been working in games for like 20 years. I don't think I've ever worked on something that didn't have production hiccups.
Of course.
There's a lot of people that when you hit those, it ends up being a much bigger problem than it needs to be. And so like, I think it's been a really good process for us. So yeah, it's, anyways, that's one of the lessons. I think one of the other lessons has just been, like, as an independent developer, which I think, I mean, you guys I know also deal with this, but I have to adapt, or I've had to adapt to the indie scene and the indie way of developing a lot. And there's like differences in how we build games at massive studios and with AAA games versus independent ones. So that's like everything from things like doing this, like, I know I'm not the only one on the team. Like, there's other people that have been working at bigger studios, and it's like, it's terrifying to show a game to people that's at an alpha stage, and like, I'm running it in editor right now. You guys are seeing bugs and debugging and stuff, and like, that's terrifying. I've never done that in my career.
And it's not something. It's not something they do in other mediums either.
No.
Like, you don't see much of that when you follow music bands or filmmakers, or like, what you get to see is usually the finished product, and you get like some snippets of like footage that looks cute, of like, here's a blooper, here's another, oh, I missed the note, hee hee, and then move on, and you just hear the final song, right? But here we just like, oh, look, everything sucks, but that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally different. And like, also in those other industries and in like a lot of games in the past, especially, like, when you do show people something where you're early on, like, it's heavily protected. You know, if you're going to a screener for like a big film, or if you're going to be testing an early game, like an in development game, you're signing NDAs, like, it's serious business. where, you know, now we're just showing the same thing that you would have had to sign an NDA at this point in development in
Yeah,
years past.
that's true. Yeah.
We can just show it and talk to people about it, which it's like it requires a huge mindset change, but I also think it's a really nice change because it means that we're actually, you know, able to engage with the people that are going to be playing the game much earlier. And yeah, I think it's nice.
It forces the conversation to be more honest, and so actually it forces the communication to be a conversation. Because when you're just
That's a
showing
great
a
way to
thing
put it.
that is polished, all you do is just you talk loud and hope that people listen to you. If you show your flaws and you explain them and you interact with people and they've got questions, we get to read questions and comments in the chat, and you can really deal with that and get to understand each other. Because let's be honest, and when you're a developer, sometimes you lose sight of what it means to be a gamer. That's something that I have to be very conscious about to maintain the mindset of just a gamer and not just a game creator with his wishful thinking of what is beneficial to him in his career, but just care like this is the product, this is the game that people care about. And for that to be maintained, just conversing with them, not just chat with each other at GDC, just talk with players is keeping us grounded.
Oh yeah, I think you're totally right. And like, I mean, one of the first times, like, I mean, we did lots of community engagement when I was at Relic and stuff too, but like, it was obviously all much later, so it can't impact things as much when you're doing that, when you're already like in the polishing phase of development. And like, I saw that last year, like, it was really interesting for me going to PAX with you guys and showing the game, because like, we showed it super early in development. But it was really interesting because, I mean, I think the community you guys have with Outward are a really good community for that. I think not every community is quite as, you know, prepped to see some of the earlier stage stuff or as excited about it. But also, it was just lots of really great feedback and early chats with people getting a sense of what other gamers were looking at. And then that also helps, I think what you're talking about a little bit, it helps you connect with, I started out as, you know, when I wasn't a developer, I still love gaming, so it's a good way to make sure you don't lose track of that part.
Indeed. All right, we've got 2 other games to show. We're gonna move on to Lost in Prayer, and then yes, we will show stuff for Outward 2. Don't worry, guys. Thank you so much, Mitch. It was nice. We're gonna repeat that, of course, on a next backstage. The jump we saw from the first backstage to the second, like, it's so further ahead. It's super encouraging, and I hope that people caught on to that, because this amount of work, it doesn't happen on itself, right? By itself, it has to be pushed through conscientiously with insistence, and that's what you've done. And we will keep helping you push forward until we've got this amazing game that Witherbloom has to be. So
yeah, thanks. I can't wait. Yeah, I think I'm super excited about it too, and I'm super glad to hear that you're liking what you're seeing. Hopefully everybody else did too. Let us know in the Discord. We're there.
So I'm gonna end this with the best punctuation of all. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Awesome. See ya.
All right. I'm pretty excited for Witherbloom. It looks actually really good.
All right.
I don't mind dungeon crawlers,
Face
so
again.
that'll be good.
All right. So that was pretty nice. Now moving on to Lost in Prayer. Let me start the game. So the plan here is I'm gonna load up the game, and I'm not just gonna play it, I'm gonna discuss a few things as I go along, but I figure it's gonna be a more interesting visual to see the state of the new demo, which, by the way, you guys, if you have not tried it yet, I really recommend that you do it. It's weird. We have this system within Steam where you can have a separate page for a demo compared to a product, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think that if we get a lot of reviews on a demo, it's indicating a strong performance, and it helps us get picked up by Steam showcasing us during Steam Next Fest and stuff like that. So yeah, if you play the demo, if you like it, please do leave a review. It helps us so much because people tend to not review demos. So like if you get 20 reviews, that's good. But if people know and they want to help us and they do it and we get a strong momentum there, yeah, it can, at this stage, because of how early we are and how like the core of this battle is getting seen, right? So leaving a review to the demo can be more valuable than a purchase at this stage. So I'm just leaving it out there. If you're interested, like you don't have to force it, but if you are intrigued, if you've played it but didn't leave a demo, this would help. So I'm gonna start showing the game. Right now it's not on the right title. Game capture. We're gonna go for lip. Tell me if this works. There it is. Excellent. They're leaving Outward 2 for last. Very smart. Well, I'm hoping that eventually people will be like, oh, why are you not keeping Lost and Prey for last? Okay, so the new demo has a lot of new things. I'm gonna start with one of the... It's simple, but I love it. It's how close we can zoom it. And actually, I think once I'm in the level, I'm gonna be able to zoom in even more. But we played around with the camera, and now we can see for much further and much closer.
There you go.
I'll let you guys
There's a
decide
review.
if I go hell or heaven while I equip my stuff.
Ooh, new stuff.
2-slot weapon, alright. Speed down 100%, that's good. Flee. Okay, feel like I've got a pretty good loadout. Alright, everyone's saying hell. Well, not him. No, not everyone. Hell, 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 heaven, hell, heaven, heaven, hell. Heaven, heaven. Hell, 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 hell. It's pretty close. I think I'm gonna go with heaven. Oh. Yes.
Est-ce que t'as pas le bon build selon les gars?
I don't have the right build. Oh. I'm told I'm not playing on the right build, so technical hiccup. Give me a moment. I'm just gonna make sure I load the right one. I thought I did. Give me a moment. Sorry about that. Alright guys, can someone send me on Discord the code I need for the right branch? Oh, I need to, okay. I get what the mistake was on my part. Let's try this one now. This is what we meant by just going in raw.
Yeah.
And unprepared, that there's always some issues.
Technical difficulties will be technical.
Let's try this. Give me a moment. There we go.
Alright.
It's a shame though, I had a
See
good
what's
loadout
changed.
for the start.
Last time I played was, a few months ago.
I'm gonna skip the... No.
I had a lot of fun with the demo
Sorry,
myself.
not here for the story. Okay, let's see what I got. And I think I'm gonna go in heaven, because I tend to go in hell more often. The Creed Orb. Oh, I'm gonna lower the volume. I feel like this is pretty damn loud. Alright, so heaven wins. Creed Orb doesn't do much except in Christmas special. Pride Pauldrons. Okay. And a fireplace poker. Alright. Now, I don't know if you saw, but when we compared to when we started, okay, that's what I meant by how zoomed out I can be. which for fans of traditional roguelikes, this might feel more at home. But we can also zoom into a point where it's almost a third-person view game. Oh, I think he didn't see. Oh, we got a tutorial now. By the way, I've not played this build yet, so this is all new to me. And if I make some dumb mistakes or whatever, you can laugh at me. I encourage you to do so. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna zoom out a bit so that I see. Oh, this bird
Oh, loading.
is kind of
There we go.
stuck because it's not gonna walk in water. So yeah, we've improved the rendering of the game. Like we added some post-process to make it look a bit better. There were a lot of complaints or like first impression where people said it looks like a mobile game, and you know, Unity is the engine that is used for almost every mobile game ever.
Mobile
So
game. I mean, it could.
there's
I
gonna be
mean, you
some
know what? If they made a
association, but there's
port
also
for
just some
this to a
additional
mobile
effort
game,
we've put into post-process.
I don't think it'd be a
to make
bad
it look
idea.
A bit more high production value. I'm gonna lower the sound a bit because I can't even think loud enough. Okay. So I'm glad that there's already people who are agreeing that the game looks better, because sometimes it's a bit subjective, right? Lower dodging on all foes. This is a plant. I don't think the plant can dodge all that. There we go. Creed orb. I don't know if I'm gonna attack the bird or not. I don't think I can attack it from there. Yeah, that's interesting. It's gonna be stuck there. Because I cannot attack
Yeah,
him
you
if I'm
can't.
in the water. SC lip mode when... Oh boy. That's precisely what we're trying to not be. But I get the request. I really do get it. So yeah, beyond improving the
Honestly,
the
it
graphics
visually
and
looks
the
great.
camera, we've added something that I personally find really cool. We've supported more ways of controlling the game. Right now I'm playing mostly with a mouse, but you can play almost entirely just with keyboard. You can play with a controller and it works surprisingly well. Like way smoother than you have any right to expect from a roguelike. And it runs so well on the Steam Deck. I think that for many it's going to be their favorite way of playing DDR pad. When I mean, technically you could probably play with the DDR with a DDR pad. And oh, I did not dodge that. That's dumb. Oh, forget. Die. Oh, are you kidding me? I'm gonna move out. Okay. It's surprisingly complicated to think and talk at the same time. Can I play with voice control? I think you could set up something with a AI voice thingy, I guess. The gameplay style reminds me of RPG board games like Hero Quest or Gloomhaven. It's actually a good comparison because it's turn-based, it's very tactical, and the production values of the video game of Gloomhaven were something that kind of convinced me of the feasibility of a game like this with better graphics. I'm gonna look at the Diligence breastplate. Rinkage, the best chestplate on the ground. Is it? Skip that. Oh yeah, this is way too strong. I want it. Thank you very much. Now I have another greed orb. I don't need it. Failure, of course. Do you want humility or greed? I'm gonna be greedy for now. Okay. I have a level up. For those who are looking at the game for the first time, we've changed radically the distribution of stats in the sins and virtues, so that it's a bit better balanced, because in the first iteration, lust was just too strong. It's not so much anymore. It's not that it's bad, but it's not godly like it used to be. Aside from that, it's not done yet, but something we're looking into is make the skill trees a bit more interesting. One problem we've identified was that in the current iteration, the various creatures you could play felt like a puzzle that you need to find a solution to, rather than having multiple ways to play depending on what kind of gear you find and what kind of enemies you're encountering. So we're trying to make it a bit more expressive and to just allow the player to play in a bigger diversity of ways. Like we want to have multiple classes, but also multiple ways to play each of those classes. Boost your attack when your HP is full. Do I have a way to heal? Create a trap where a foe lands after you pushed or pulled it. I'm gonna try this. Especially with headbutt. I'm gonna headbutt everyone.
Yeah, last time I played this game,
stats now.
The character called the Bishop was literally easy mode.
Like, it's the
because
first
you could
time
summon
I'm
an
looking
orb,
into the
and
new
every
distribution
single
of
enemy
Sense
would
and
only target that
Virtues,
orb,
so I'm not sure
meaning you
what
could just
I'm gonna invest in.
have a tank for you. There was also, I think Bishop also made you level up
Special
quicker, which was just
retribution.
also broken.
I'm not sure that was a good idea. Is the headbutt special or attack? It's attack, okay. So I should invest in something that gives me attack. What's the stats that give me attack? I've got Wrath. Less accuracy, but attack and critical power. Okay, let's go. Boom. They can lower their accuracy with distraction, so I'm fine with that. Aside from that, we've added lots of new forms. In the previous demo, we had, I think, 6 or 8 classes. I don't remember the exact number, but now it was 8, and now we've got 26. So everything you encounter is something you can unlock and play. So there's a surprising amount of stuff to do just for a demo. I'd be curious to know, like, if there's people in the chat right now who are well versed in the genre of traditional roguelikes. Yeah.
Nope. Buffer.
It's funny how easy the first floor is, and that's gonna mess with people. There's a bird. Ooh, Path of Acra. I've jumped on that game when it got to 1.0. I really should move out of the way. Did you miss any outward too? No, you did not. Another thing we added that we didn't find so far is we've added more diversity of potions, and we added scrolls, and that's one bit of comment we've received is die. I deserve that. I did lower my accuracy. And yeah, one feedback we've received is why can't we see what the potions do? And that's something that you could be familiar with if you played other roguelikes, where game knowledge is something that's so important. Heal yourself by straying a foe for the first time. Well, I want that. Thank you very much. Ah, of course.
They were talking about how some people were saying this game looks like a mobile game, but it's still good visuals. I mean, and the best part about it is I feel like this would get played. This could be a pretty good mobile game too, because
like we
it's
keep adding more stuff. Eventually, the game
How
will
it's
be
turn-based
released
and
in
all.
early access. But once in early access, there's still so much more left to do. Why do I have so many life potions when I just said we can find something else? Oh well. Guess it's the odds. Game knowledge nowadays is just Googling, so I don't know about that. It depends. You are mostly correct. But you can't know what something does without knowing how to use it properly. Like, it's not by going on the internet that you will know that you're not supposed to. Like right now, if I go forward, I'm dumb. Because it's my turn, I act to move forward, it's his turn, he attacks me. Instead, I should skip a turn, right? That's game knowledge. But it's more like through the habit, through the experimentation, you get to know what's the best way to play. Get out. Ooh, that'll teach you. Enter the Gungeon is thus far the best roguelike in my opinion. So in this case, in the case of Lost Emperor, we're really talking about a more traditional description of the genre. My personal favorite, if we keep it larger, I'd say it's, for me, it's a tie between 20XX and Dead Cells. But like, I'm a huge dork for Mega Man, so it would make sense that this would be one of my picks. He's holding a poker mace from Outward 1. That is correct. So yeah, we are adding a lot of things in the game. But, oh, 50. I'm healing a lot. This is very powerful. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so we do updates, but once we release, we're gonna need more stuff to be added. And I want the game to sound promising, even if when it's out in early access, it's not gonna be complete. It's gonna be a true early access. It's gonna be about reacting to what the community wants. It's gonna be like, we need to validate so much, because balancing a game like this is an enormous challenge, and we need help to get to the degree. Oh, finally a new potion, cool. And yeah, we have this idea of how to do updates right, and there are essentially two approaches. Either you do a lot of small patches, or you do one big patch every now and then. And we're gonna go for the second option. If nothing else, because we have a very small team on this project. It's mostly 6 people. So it's easier to let them go back in their caves and work on the game than to always be reacting to every single thing the community finds. So we'd rather have a big package. And we've got this cheesy slogan internally, which is our updates will have to be more, better, and new. Meaning we need to add new features, we need to make the things we already have better, and we need to expand the content. And it's a lot easier to do that if you do one big patch than just do small incremental updates. And so every time we update the game, we want it to be a valid excuse for you to come back and see how the game was transformed by the patch. Alright, what does that do? 7 attack, 3 special, dodging. Oh yeah, it's a no-brainer. Bye-bye. I have no idea what this does, so doing it live. I'm flying. Okay, cool. For 15 turns.
Milton Merton
I
will
wish it would
remember
last
that.
longer. It would make sense if it also increased speed. You don't play any traditional roguelikes, but the modern idea of roguelikes or roguelites are my favorite genre. It's encouraging to see that, because yeah, I love the new take. I absolutely love the new take. But I can really appreciate where it came from, right? I've discovered the traditional roguelikes through a game called Dungeon Dreadmore. When we were working on our very first game, Brand, that game, Dungeon Dreadmore, was included in a bundle that we were looking into and maybe wanted to be included with. And yeah, what happens when flying ends while over one of the pools? You fall in it. And it made me appreciate the original qualities that led to the absolutely amazing roguelike genre that it became. But roguelites with a T, they have this meta progression, and it lowers the stakes. Like when you die, you don't care all that much, because you die, now you got some currency you can spend or some stuff you've unlocked that will help you on your next run anyway. And it's not bad. Like, I love Dead Cells, like I said, in 20XX and games like that, and I've completed Hades like I don't know how many times.
I never was
But
able
when
to
you
get
play a
into
game like
Dead
Tales of
Cells and Hades.
Majal, when you play
I
Dungeon
actually
and
own
Dreadmore,
both.
when you
I
play
just
Caves of
never
Kut,
really
the
got into
stakes
it.
are so high, it makes you so careful.
Follows the
that
problem of having too many stuff in your
you
Steam
get
library, right?
so much more invested. And that's something I want players to discover through a game like Lost in Prayer. I'm gonna need more accuracy because I keep missing and I don't have time to always do my distraction skill. Where's my accuracy? Critical rate. I don't care about that. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do more of that. Boom. Now, kills. Hard Knocks. Ooh. Okay. And oh, I regret my choice. 75% to 50. Okay. I need to do my headbutt more. It's really hard to play that game while talking to people. So yeah, that's the general idea of how we want to do updates. But before then, here's what we want to do before we reach early access. One, we want to add mana points or MP, or it might take some other form. That's one thing we want to add before we release, because so far we don't have the degree of attrition we would like in the game. My 50 healing whenever I hit a new enemy is covering all my needs for healing. That's kind of exaggerated. Might need to tweak that with the healing stat. Alright, let's go up. We want to adjust the difficulty. Like right now, every room feels very even. So once you get started, you get a sense of the difficulty of the enemies, and then you kind of go on a roll. One thing I want is to have like those phenomenons where you encounter an enemy, oh shit, and now everything becomes serious, and every decision that you make is much more high tension, which is yeah, not the case right now. Once you have the right build, everything feels kind of automated, so that's something we need to work on. Then, like I said, we want to adjust the skill trees. We want to localize the game in more language. Oh, that enemy is stuck there. Oh well, fuck you. And so yeah, to have the game localized, to have more difficulty spikes, well, we're gonna have more floors, more enemies, of course. Add to the system the MP, and something I've been discussing with Louis, the game designer on the game. I would like to add more importance to the sins and virtues by making them damage types. But that's also a big overhaul of the system, so that's something we are discussing right now. So yeah, that's already a lot of things to do. Is there any question right now? I've been babbling on for a while, but if I would love to know what you want to know about the game. It might actually inform how to market the game better, because I really do think that more.
Wow. Buffering.
If you have the right build and maybe with a bit of luck to find the right gear, but that's kind of the essence of roguelikes. One thing we might do is add some quote-unquote joke classes, or maybe more like challenge classes that are meant to be harder to pull off. One thing that the community on the Lost Empire server did, that is on Discord did, that I found very amusing, was they started doing runs with classes that were not finished yet. They only had like 1 or 2 skills, and they still pulled it off by using the skills on the items and potions and stuff like that. Of course, they don't have the full difficulty, but yeah, it's a fun thing to see that they're already doing challenge runs. Okay, so I don't want to die, so I'm gonna drink a potion. No. I'm gonna circle around until I get a skip the line bonus from my armor. Oh, you wasted a turn, you dumbass. Okay, die. Oh.
Oh,
Did I just get 3 turns in
he
a row?
just got 3 turns in a row.
Die. Okay. I don't want to die right away, because we've seen the Holy Primate already. Fortnite crossover would go hard. That's a hard one to imagine. Okay. Kindness. I'm not kind. I don't care about that. Lager. That does nothing. I already have that. I'm gonna drink this. Okay. Are any ducks in the game yet? Not to my knowledge. That's the closest thing we have to a duck, the Hamsa. Is that duck enough for you? Will Lost in Prey and Outward 2 both be released in early access? So right now our plans is to have Lost in Prey in early access, but Outward 2 be released directly in 1.0. The early access of Outward 2 really is Outward 1, if that makes sense. Since it's a sequel, there's a lot less questions left unanswered as to how players will react to what we're doing. There, don't touch. Alright, so once I don't know if I'm gonna die, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rush upward until I get into lots of trouble and maybe show a new form that we have not seen yet.
New form would be cool.
Have you shown the top-down view yet? Yes, we did. Like this, I'll be honest. This is probably gonna be the main way I'm gonna play the game once I start playing at home. Unless I play with a controller, in which case I play it as in a almost third-person view, like this. Okay, I'm just gonna try and sprint to the top and see if I can survive, at least until we see a new form. we need Outward 2 EA so we can show our support. Well, honestly, the best way to show support is to, oh god, is to look at our other games, because the funding is shared between the multiple projects. If With the Bloom and Lost in Prayer are selling well, then that gives us more resource to both improve those games and support Outward 2. I feel like Ralph from The Simpsons. I'm in danger.
Yeah, he's dead. He ain't making it out of this, I don't think. He's surrounded.
Yeah, I think I've done it now. I'm gonna distract them all. You guys can't dodge anymore. Oh,
Man,
there we
that's
go.
it.
Okay. Yeah, this is not looking good at all. Well, I kind of knew that I was being dumb, but also I was not aware of how much it would spike the difficulty once I reached the 3rd floor. It did spike, which is good.
It did spike.
Shigo again. No. I am gonna start showing and talking a bit more about Outward 2. Give me a moment. I'm gonna bring back the main camera. I'm gonna leave this game. So yeah, that was Lost in Prayer. To everyone who's watching, please do try the demo. It would be very appreciated.
Outward
And,
2, baby.
leave us
Let's
a
go.
review.
All right, what are we
Tell
going
us
to get? What are we going to get?
Now, next game you might have heard about is called Outward. I'm gonna load up my build. Give me a moment. I have so many different windows open. You guys have no idea. Okay, here, launching the game.
I can't wait for Outward 2, man. I have so many builds I'm going to be doing. I'm going to play
House
it.
of Outward 2. All right. So before
It'll
we
be good.
start, a reminder: all of what you're going to be seeing is very rough. It's still a work in progress. We've only just.
But what if
passed
I
the
like it
alpha
rough?
stage.
What if I
does it
want
mean? An alpha
more?
means that we've
I want
got
everything. I want everything that I can get and more with Outward.
somehow.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
In some fashion, one of every feature, but we now need to do the content and polish it in a way that is more presentable. It's still filled with bugs, and I already know that almost everything that I'll try to do won't work. But it's okay, because I wanted mostly to use the game as a visual while I explain one of the skill trees of the game, the very first that I've designed.
This will be good.
I'm gonna start right away. Game. Now I need to load up. Where is it? Game capture. Come on.
Outward 2. All right, I think we're going to get a skill tree.
What if you like it rough?
Oh.
So do I.
Damn.
Hard.
Wait, no.
No, you got to do hardcore. Come on.
Not next. Okay.
Oh, man, I'm excited. Thug. Wait,
That's
background.
not something I wanted to show.
Wait a minute. Did they just show us something they weren't supposed to? Was that different
Okay.
starts?
Because there are some things in there that.
Oh, they showed us
was meant
something they
to be
weren't
shown for
supposed to.
later. My bad. I don't want to show you all the character creator. You guys just got a scoop. That one was not supposed to show just yet, but that's
Wow,
okay. You guys
that's
deserve
great.
it. You've been patient. I forgot about that. That's my bad. You can speculate from what you saw now.
Okay, so we have
I
a-
accept that there's going to be rumors and all that. I am amused by that mishap.
All right, I'm making a post.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, the cat is out of the bag. Yes. Yes, there are different starting location and different scenarios. Now that is not something we were ready to discuss. Mathieu, our marketing director, is gonna punch me in the face. Metaphorically. For that.
Thanks for the leak.
I need a debug to load a different region. Okay, yeah, the replay value just skyrocketed. You guys have no idea. You guys have absolutely no idea. You're making a YouTube video about this right now. Oh, that's fair. Oh, god damn it. So, yeah, we really wanted to push forward a better character creator, but we wanted to go beyond that. Like, it's not just visually it's going to be better. It's going to be, like, you're going to make more
I went way too quick for
role-playing
that.
choices. So yeah, think of it like the alternate start mod from Skyrim, or more precisely more accurately maybe the Origins from Dragon Age Origins. So yeah, I've heard that scoop. Okay, I'm gonna load up the game. I need to lower the volume of the game before I launch though. Give me a moment. Ooh. Okay, I see the comments starting to to go a bit more crazy. God damn it, I'm feeling shy. It's not a feeling that I have often. I'm feeling shy. Okay, here we are. Where is the trainer? I need to find the trainer. All the NPCs are naked, by the way. This is normal, absolutely normal. I think, where was the guy? I think he was at close to the entrance. Is that the guy? I think it is. No, that's not the one. Where's the other one? Oh, I remember. He's uptown. He's closer to town. I'm already lost. Now I'm flustered. God damn it.
That
is
sucks.
normal.
Honestly,
Yeah,
that's
yes,
that's actually
exactly.
it's a good thing that they
Where
leaked that. That's
is the
actually
tra-
really good.
If there's someone watching from NineDots who knows exactly where I need to go to find a trainer, it would accelerate this this step a bit. Because I'm not 100% sure where to find the trainer. Yeah, I need to go up, but what else? I think I'm on the right way then.
Go up and right.
Huh?
Tu montes, tu vas à droite, t'as un coffre. T'as un traîneau.
I'm looking, but can you come over, Mathieu, and just tell me where? Okay. Je suis là.
Droite.
See?
Non, droite là.
See?
No. That's a PR question.
And that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. This is wildly unprofessional. What city is this? This is the city of Tramontane in the Gildan Mountains.
Hey, Mom. Just go this way. Down the stairs.
Nice running animation.
Left?
Left, yeah. Left. And right.
Right.
And, yep. Right
There it is. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Alright, I can get started from there. So I'm gonna acquire all the skills and some cool ass equipment as well.
That's some good
That's
equipment.
the revised take on the Kizite armor.
Oh, I
Ash
like
said
it. That's a
spotted.
Kazite
Yes,
Oni
of
helm. I
course.
could tell.
He's kicking it because he's got no weapon. That's pretty cool.
Nice. Oh, this is
Alright,
exciting,
so
man.
here we go. What do I have in my equipment? I have a Kazite sword. Oh, I can switch with the different equipment. I just want to have the claymore. I love the Zandao type of sword.
Oh,
Looks great.
Jean Dao, dude. I'm a Tiani main in For Honor. If that
The Glowstone backpack. Yes,
oh my god.
correct.
Ah,
Emotes. Right now it's not planned. It's something we want to do eventually,
this is gonna
maybe.
be crazy, man. Oh, I can't wait for this game. It needs to come out now, not
Clone
later.
models all
Damn
absolutely
it.
look stellar. I agree. We've got some very talented people there. I should show also. There's the Aegis arm, I think, and the pole arm. There, that one looks great as well. Will we have Gus sword? Maybe, maybe not. All right. So I wanted to talk about a trainer. He's right here. The Soldier of Fortune. So it's the one aspect of Outward I focused most of my energy on are the trainers, because the skill trees are really the essence of who you can be and what is the different player fantasies you can play with.
Right.
It's something that I overthink for months and months and months before I decide on exactly what I'm going to do for them. And the Soldier of Fortune was my first idea of how to do a melee build in Outward 2. So here we go.
So left to right now seems to be...
Every time I start
To the
thinking
bottom
about
up.
a skill tree, I think, what are the things that, or rather, what are the characters that the players will want to be? And then I ask myself, okay, so they want to use shield or a two-handed weapon, or
I hope they
will
make
they want to be
shields
like more of a mercenary?
not
Do
better,
they want
'cause
to be
shields are
more
better- are good
nimble?
enough.
Do they want to
If
be
you make
more
an actual shield build, you
tanky?
can make it pretty good.
And I tried to find an
But I hope they add
interesting
more
new way
shield abilities.
to play just that. But we also want to respect the ideas from Outward 1 and just bring back enough familiarity that you feel like you're still playing the same game but improved, not just different, because people love the first one for a reason, right? And so the Soldier of Fortune is a mix of the two classes that were the pure melee focused builds
Okay, so-
in Outward 1. So we had
The
the
monk and the
monk
wild hunter.
and we had the Wild Hunter. One was based on rage, the other one was based on discipline, on focus. Well, the Soldier of Fortune needs to balance both. The first skill is Cathartic Charge. That's something we've shown before in the demo we had for
God, I
PAX.
want to play this game now. I don't
The
want to
idea is
wait
simple.
another year,
You
man.
start shouting
It's
like
crazy.
a madman. You start
We don't even
running.
know
You
it's
do a
coming out 2026.
big
That's
swing
just
attack.
speculation, I
And
think.
if you hit, you get rage. However, we can now stack multiple levels of rage, and you can also stack multiple levels of discipline.
That's good, because you know what? Then you can use your skills multiple
And
times.
just like in
I
Outward
like
1,
that. I like
the
that.
skills, even in melee,
They
they're
would
not meant to
consume it,
be
right?
just simple to spam. They need to be used in a sequence of actions, and you use them to like set the stage for your next action until you have a big payoff. It's all about setups, essentially. So you get rage with a Cathartic Charge, and then we've got vigilance, which is a counter attack, and if you are successful at countering an attack, you get a stack of discipline, and you can stack those two, like rage and discipline or focus. I mean, up to 5 times.
Wow, 5 times.
Then
okay.
we've got
5
the
times
passive
each?
skills. Combat expertise will make you much stronger with a
Optimal
two-handed
20%.
weapon
Dude,
by
there's
reducing the
so
stamina
much-
cost, which is
Oh,
the main thing that was hard to handle with a two-handed weapon was that they cost a lot in stamina. So we reduce the cost of stamina for both attacking and blocking, and we increase offense by 20. Now, I've mostly talked about that on the Discord server, but it's not something we've detailed all that much on stream and in videos. But we're adding a system of offense and defense values on your characters and on the enemies, and we look at the difference between your offense and the enemy's defense, and then we look at that difference for a multiplier to the strength of your attack. Meaning that if you go against an enemy that is made of rock and has super high defense, and you attack them with a shoddy iron sword, because your offense is low, you will only deal a fraction of your weapon damage. This allows us to make encounters a bit more complicated when you're getting ahead of where you're supposed to be at in your progression. You're not blocked, but you will need to do more adjustments. Let's say in the Chersonese in Outward 1, you'd encounter the Shelled Horror, and you were able to take it down just as long as you knew his attack pattern and were just slightly prepared with potions and trap and stuff like that. Now it's going to be more complicated. If you want to do that, you will need to find ways to temporarily increase your offense to compensate for the fact you still don't have the gear to do that. So it's going to lead to a more pleasant progression curve where you see enemies that you know you're not ready to fight yet. It is also necessary to do that because, like I've just botched and revealed, we have alternate starts in different regions. So we needed difficulty to be less linear than in Outward 1, where one region was easy, the Chersonese, and then we had one region that was harder but not by much, like Enmerkar, and then you had the Abrasar that was harder environmentally but not harder in terms of fights, but you also had the Hallowed Marsh, which had the harder combats, right? It was linear. Now we need all three regions to be somewhat well balanced for a starting area. Now we've got Wall of the Gates, which is a reference to the combat at the Gates of Catharsis, because there's a lot of mercenaries who were there and stationed for a while. And that makes you better with your shield. And it means that you have better defense overall as long as you have a shield equipped. But it also adds the value of defense on the shield to its offense. And you can strike people in the face with the shield. I don't know if I have one in my stuff right now. Do I have one? I do not. That's a shame. I'm gonna switch my helm just because I'm curious. Ooh, is that one textured? No, it's not. Sorry about that. Oh well. Shouldn't have left. So yeah, you're gonna be specialized with a shield. You can't have both of those skills, by the way. They're not exclusive. Once you've acquired all of that, you can get a breakthrough. Breakthroughs are back in Outward 2 as well. And just like with the first one, a breakthrough skill is a passive that just is a game changer. In this case, we've got a warrior's care, meaning that they care about their equipment. It's huge. It lowers the durability loss of all of your equipment by 40%. So those skills that used up a lot of durability on your weapons, well, if you want to specialize in that, there is no better choice than the Soldier of Fortune. And then we've got the choice that is exclusive. Right now we need to work on the UI because it's not explicit in a case like this that it is splitting. You either get Frenzy or Fatal Flaw. One of them is more rage based, the other one is more focused based. Frenzy depletes all your rage stacks but one, and hits for a number of time equal to the number of stacks you remove. And every hit you do gives you a longer duration of the Frenzy status. Frenzy is crazy powerful. So not only you strike the enemies up to 3 times, I think it caps at 3 times, but not only that, but you get Frenzy that reduces your cooldown for all of your skills by 50%. So you just start spamming all your skills while you're in that Frenzy. Then we have Fatal Flaw, which expands only one of your focus stacks, and it's a very quick hit, very unassuming. That once it lands, it puts the enemy in something called the vulnerability frames, and that's something we already have naturally. So sometimes an enemy might have a dodging motion where they end with a moment of vulnerability. If you strike them at that time, you get a very big bonus in your offense, so you can multiply your damage by up to 2 times. If you do that, like I describe an enemy that is very high level, if you do Fatal Flaw, you kind of ignore their defense almost for the next hit. Whenever you knock down an enemy, they're going to be V-frames. When they have some very telegraphed attack, it will also do that put them in V-frames for a certain time. But Fatal Flaw is gonna make it like a cakewalk to abuse V-frames because it puts them in that stage for 15 seconds straight. So that hit is not strong in damage in itself, but the next one will be devastating. Please do stealth. Yeah, don't worry, we're upping our game there for sure. I'm not gonna tell you much more because we're not revealing the skill trees and stuff regarding stealth, but it's coming back and it's coming back in force. And now we have Purgation, which is at the end of your tree. It expands on all your. It depletes your. No, it doesn't deplete them. Sorry about that. It looks at how many stacks of rage and focus you got, and is scaled appropriately in power, a bit like Moonswipe, I guess, from Outward One. And yeah, the amount of rage that it uses, that you have, will stack in bleeding of the enemy, and the amount of focus will give you a state of trance that lasts a certain time, where your offensive defense is increased. So Purgation is this kind of absolute skill that you do when you you've maxed out your stacks of rage and focus, and now you just want that big swoop that gives you the final advantage you need to finish the fight. Is bleeding better in Outward 2? Yes, that's actually a great question. So bleeding in Outward 1 was either too strong or too weak, because it had to be weak because it lasted a long time and dealt damage based on a fraction of the enemy's maximum HP. So on very strong enemies it was very strong, and on very weak enemies it sucked. What we're doing this time is that we are dealing damage based on the proportion of HP that is left. So inflicting bleeding on an enemy early on is always strong, and becomes less strong when you're closer to finishing them off.
Okay.
Will there be enchantments still in Outward 2? So that feature is not in Outward 2 vanilla, but it's something we could add eventually in either a DLC or a patch. We'll see. It's something we want to go back to for sure.
Okay, so it won't be in vanilla. That's interesting.
We have so many systems, so many features to do right, and yeah, the enchantment was very transformative to the gear. We need to nail the balance of equipment.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually fine
first,
with that. I'm
and
fine
then
with them
add
not
the new
including
layer of enchantments
right now, just because
so that
so
we
much
don't make
to the
things
game already.
completely broken. I don't know if I can go outside. I think I can't because I'm still in the quest events and stuff. I'm gonna need to load a new place. I'm gonna need Pierre Alexis to tell me once again how I can load a specific dungeon that I wanted to show. I'm gonna need. I'm gonna try and use the skills after that. Okay.
La seconde t'as commencé à me le dire, Mathieu m'a crié
Je t'ai dit reviens aussi.
C'est quoi ça?
Oh, I didn't want to use my fire sigil. Oops. Pour loader, je voudrais aller dans le donjon des trolls.
Yeah. Normalement, tu peux faire ça.
Yeah.
Ok. Ah,
Marche pas. Faut que je sois avec le.
logo.
Ok.
Là, c'est load level.
Okay.
C'est quoi le nom?
Tu peux commencer à écrire Trog.
Troll Colony?
Oh, I can't wait for the magic, dude. I'm definitely doing a magic build first. Just looking at this weird little dev
Merci.
ring, which almost looks like the fire sigil. It's gonna be too good.
Alright, this is a dungeon we've never shown before. I see now that the lighting and atmosphere is not done yet, and so it's super foggy. I probably need to. I'm gonna look around. I'm not even sure if the enemies are there now. Oh yeah, they are. Okay, excellent.